Hey guys, how are you? Welcome into a Friday morning edition of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. You can follow me on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt. Every morning here on BettingPros.com. Every morning being brought to you by BetMGM. And today is Friday. That means it is the parlay day of the week. And yes, we hit last week's parlay. So that means the BetMGM offer, if you were to take the $20 and go ahead and make this parlay, which is a plus 810 parlay, 4-leg parlay that I'm going to give you, if you go ahead and bet that, well, you win $100, or you can do 8 times your money and you win $160. So not bad, right? If you wind up winning $100 or $160 with the promo code JUICE100, the $20 offer to win $100 on any event with BetMGM, betmgm.com, or on the BetMGM app. But before I do any of that, I need to address something that happened in the Discord channel last night. And for starters, I have to apologize for my own behavior because it wasn't, and if you are just listening and you're like, what are you talking about? I apologize. Maybe this is a little bit inside school, but given the fact that the podcast listeners is kind of similar to the number of people that we have in the Discord channel, signed up for the Discord channel, it's kind of a one-to-one type of thing, so I don't think I'm too crazy. I think this is probably going to be a topic that you guys have been discussing in yourself. And so what happened was a user decided to come at me after Vegas got knocked out. Now, I wasn't in a bad mood because Vegas got knocked out. I was in a bad mood because we had a bad night last night, and I was losing money. And so Vegas getting knocked out just kind of compounded the losses last night where, I'm down. We had a push in the hockey game. We lost a full unit on basketball, which I did not like. And we split the props, but we wound up, because one was minus 130, we wound up a little down there on the juice for the props as well. So it just was a really not a good night at all. So I was in a bad mood. And then the person decided to come at me and say, remember when you said the Montreal Canadiens had no shot at beating something along those lines, okay? And it set me off. And that's not okay. So I do apologize. I apologize for, my apology is for my behavior towards the person who he would not stop. And my apology was saying basically like, I threatened it pretty quickly. I was like, look you should leave me alone tonight. And the person did not want to leave me alone. And so they kept on pushing and they kept on pushing and they kept on pushing. I'm not going to apologize for banning the person for the fact that the person wouldn't leave me alone. I will apologize for engaging and not just walking away and letting it get to the point where it became very uncomfortable for a lot of people in the Discord channel. So I was overly aggressive, and I was met with aggression, and I answered aggression, and that was my mistake and my fault for doing that. So I will try to be better. I'll ask for your forgiveness if you're in there and you saw what happened. The only thing I can do to kind of pull the ripcord on those things is when I say it's over, let's stop, and the person won't stop. And I say, look, I'm serious. I don't want to have to kick you out of here. Like, you need to stop. And the harassment begins. I'm just not, and I've told this to the folks at BettingPros, and we discussed this tonight. And I said, look, I'm just not going to get harassed, okay? Like, I'm telling you to stop. And when somebody asks you to stop, and they don't stop, I would kick them out if you were having a fight with somebody and you're asking them to please leave you alone and that person won't leave you alone, I would have kicked them out. If I'm not even involved in the process, I would kick that person out. So there has to be some level, like when someone's saying, hey, I've had it, that's enough, you have to see that as being a time to stop. And if you don't, then you get removed. And that's just my personal belief on this. There's no book on this as to how this goes, but we've said harassment behavior, we're not going to allow harassment behavior. We're not going to allow, sexist, racist language. These are things that are just our basic rules. And so it's my fault for having it get to the level that it got to. It was my fault for not taking the high road and having a bad night and being engaged with the person that I was engaged with, going back and forth. So that's me. That's on me. That's bad behavior. You guys expect more from me. I expect more from me. So this is sort of me hat in hand apologizing, say I'm sorry for that, and that won't happen again. I'll check myself, and we all have bad days. That was a bad look, a bad day, and something that I hope won't happen again. But some of you have said, why don't you let him back in? And, like, I don't know. I haven't really got that in yet, and I haven't gotten to that point yet as saying, like, that person can come back in, because I feel like I gave that person a million chances to just stop. And regardless if I'm right or I'm wrong, and if I'm wrong and saying, Matt, you can't take it, you can dish it out and you can't take it. Well, okay, then there's ways of addressing that. There's ways of coming at that. And if you want to be overly aggressive, I'm sorry, you guys are anonymous. All right? You have to realize something. My name, my face, my money. Okay? That's what's on all of this. So I take this very personally. I take all this very, very seriously. And when I'm wrong, I don't like being wrong. I've said this numerous times. The money isn't the driving factor. Being right is the driving factor. I like being right way more. You guys watching Loki, the show on Disney Plus, he says, like, I have an overwhelming desire to be right. Yes, I have an overwhelming desire to be right. And when I'm wrong, I'm angry about it. I'm embarrassed. I'm mad. I'm disappointed in myself for not seeing it, for not being better, it puts me back into the lab. I go to work. I try to become better. I try to get it right next time. Okay, that's what I do. And I've always done that. I've always, I learn from my mistakes. You either win or you learn, right? The Conor McGregor line, either win or you learn. And so, like, I get it. Like, Canadian fans want to get their pound of flesh out of me right now. That's fine. Okay. I'm never going to like you. Like, as a Canadian fan, I'm just not going to like you. That's just, I was born in Boston. I was bred in Boston. Like, I'm a Bruins fan. I don't hate the Montreal Canadiens. Okay. Let me reiterate that. I don't hate that team. I like that team a lot. That team, I mean, they're fun. They're fun. And they've got great young talent who's playing incredibly well. Okay. The fans I don't like. And that's just how it is. So, look, on Twitter, look at my Twitter account. I gave Montreal tons of props. People came at me, buy Vegas, you were dead wrong. Yeah, okay. I can take all of that. That's fine. And I'll own, and I will wear those goat horns for being, not the good type, for being wrong about Vegas and being wrong. I said Vegas in 6. It was Montreal in 6. I was wrong. Congratulations to Montreal. Awesome win. Carey Price was unbelievable. Max Pacioretty had a shot to save the Vegas season. He missed. Montreal, next time down the ice, had a chance to win the game, and they did. Montreal took advantage. Vegas did not. Story of the series. Really. Story of the series. Montreal was just the better hockey team. Period. There's no other way around that. Vegas power play was horrible. Vegas played from behind way too often. They lacked urgency in key moments. Mark Stone was gone and invisible. Just didn't have it. Give Montreal, the team, all the credit in the world, okay? And I will tip the cap and congratulate them and whatever you want. Remember, I didn't bet the series. I didn't have any money on the series, okay? Oh, no, wait, no, I did. Yes, I personally, that's a lie. Sorry, I did. I had a personal play, nothing official, but I had a personal play. I took Vegas because I was trying to play the Game 7 game. So I did take Vegas to win the series before Game 6. I did do that at plus 155. I did do that. So, yes, I did have money on the series because I was trying to play. I would have Vegas at plus 155, and then in Game 7, Montreal would have been plus money as well, and I could have played that game. So that's what I was trying. I was trying to do like a money management game with that. So it wasn't really like a prediction as to Vegas. I didn't think Vegas was going to win last night, but it was like if they do win, maybe there's a chance to do that. So that's a really long-winded way of saying I'm sorry for my behavior last night, and I hope you'll give me a second chance to be better. And it's a learning experience, and I should have put the phone down. And, yeah, just a bad night, bad everything around. So I apologize, and I hope I can be better and earn back the trust you guys have instilled in me to be in that Discord channel with the Daily Juice, because I do love all of you guys, and I love the interaction, and it's unfortunate that I created that. I let that go to where it went to. So that's on me. So my apologies. Okay, the parlay. Here's where we're going today. This is another collaboration. Cold Brewster's been, I don't know what he did last night with runs in the first inning. I think it was like a 9-1 night or something last night with runs in the first inning. It was pretty wild. So we put together, him and I were DMing back and forth and kind of picking up. Not every game that he liked was available, but 2 of the games that I like were available. And again, there's no guarantee this is going to hit, okay? So like if this misses, don't get mad at me or him. I would bet these individually. I wouldn't bet these all together, but if you want to, the Don't Bet a Parlay, which is now 5-15, which is way up. Just like psychotically up, like $2,000. If you were betting $100 on this, you'd be up $2,000 doing this. Even I bet the last one and bet the $20, and I'll probably throw $20 down in this one as well. But here are the 4 games for the yes run in a first inning on a Friday night. Warm weather's heating up, no sticky stuff on the hands. Matt Harvey day, man. More on that game in a second. But Matt Harvey and Alex Manoah, who could be a little bit fired up and maybe a little bit off his game early for the Toronto Blue Jays. He got in that little peg fest his last start, and he should be suspended for this game, but he is going to serve a 5-game suspension probably after this one, so he wanted to start this game, and then he'll serve a 5-game suspension for the peg fest he got into last week. And people were saying he shouldn't have been suspended for hitting Maikel Franco on Sunday, but, I mean, looked like he really was throwing at the guy, but okay, so he's going to pitch tonight, so maybe he might give up a run as well in this game. You've got 2 offenses that put up a lot of runs with the Orioles and the Blue Jays, so we're going first inning, yes, for a run. It's -150, Blue Jays, Orioles. Then we're going to the Pirates and the Cardinals, the Cold Brewster special on the Discord channel. We are taking that at -120. Crow and Kim go to the mound for those 2. Red Sox, Yankees. I've seen this before where I'm leaning towards the over in this game. I couldn't pull the trigger because it's 10.5. It opened at 10.5. It hasn't moved. 10.5 is a big number in baseball. But at Fenway Park, Yankees offense, though, scares me. They just don't score enough runs. The Red Sox have been scoring a ton, but the Yankees, they have a negative. They have a flat run differential. They're last in the American League East in runs scored. So I'm not fully there yet. However, the Red Sox have been hitting the baseball pretty well. Martin Perez has given up a run in the first inning in 2 of his last 3 starts. Herman going for the Yankees, not a great pitcher either. -135 there on that one. And the 4th one is the Cubs and the Dodgers, Gosselin and Arrieta. If you want to replace, I have to make this official, but if you wanted to replace it with what were we looking at? We were looking at, hold on, let me pull up there were 3 games that we were eyeballing that we couldn't fit in there, that I couldn't actually grab onto it. So there we go. So I think Twins, Indians, Reds, Braves are 2 games you can look to jump into if you want to replace this. It's a -140, though, so the books think that Arrieta and Gosselin may give up a run each here. Dodgers haven't been pitching well, they've been scoring okay. Cubs offense has been pretty good. On the road, it's warm out here on the West Coast, -140. So the official Don't Bet a Parlay at +812, 4 legs, +812. Yes, for a run in the first inning for Orioles, Blue Jays, Pirates, Cardinals, Red Sox, Yankees, and the Cubs and the Dodgers. 4 legs, 5-15 overall for the Don't Bet a Parlay, which at some point I'm going to cry that if we keep on getting these right. If we get this right, I'm going to be so mad that we're not actually getting these things official. So, all right, so 3 bets. The hockey bet is Game 7. You know where I'm going here, right? 5, -130, over 5, right? We got the push last night. Very possible to get a push again here with 5, -130. If one team is down, they're going to pull the goaltender. It didn't happen in the Vegas game because it went to overtime 2-2, and then we get the push. It could happen again. We could get another overtime for Tampa Bay and the Islanders. These 2 teams, if Tampa's playing well, they score a lot. If the Islanders are playing well, they'll give up a couple, they'll score a couple, and maybe it's a 3-3 game or a 2-2 game and we're going to overtime, so we're getting a push or we're getting a victory here. So I'm taking the 5, -130, over 5, Islanders and the Tampa Bay Lightning for this Game 7, which should be a lot of fun coming up tonight. That is a -130, half a unit bet. The Bucks in Atlanta. Man, I don't know what the heck to do with this number. It's 7.5 in Vegas. It's 8 everywhere else. I just can't lay 8 points with the Bucks, but I'm not confident enough that the Hawks can cover this number. Do we think Trae Young's going for 48 again? Remember, the biggest changes happen between games 1 and 2 in any series, right? the defensive intensity for the Bucks is going to be ratcheted up through the roof. They don't want to go down 0-2 going back home or going to Atlanta, having the Hawks go home up 2-0. So it's really hard for me to say the Bucks aren't going to win this game. A part of me feels like this is a blowout. A part of me feels like Giannis has a monster game and just dominates. But if that happens, then I think you have the offense for Milwaukee suffer because their defensive intensity is through the roof. So I can't lay 8 points here. It's just too heavy, and I know it feels like a blowout, but it also feels like a backdoor cover for the Hawks. Okay, it also feels like that to me. So I can't make up my mind on which side I want to be on here. 226 is the under. Okay, the first game we went to the over and it hit. The first game it got over there by 4 points. It didn't fly over, but it got over. I'm going to come back here with the under at 226. Atlanta on the road, 21-23 to the over. Milwaukee is 24-18 to the over at home, 45-37-2 at home overall, but Atlanta 39-46. Last game, it goes over 225. It went over by 4 points. I just don't know what to make of this. I'm going to go 226, and I'm going to take the under here in this game and think that we're going to see some big defensive adjustments on both teams. I got Atlanta right last time. I was on the under in the first game. I got it wrong, right? Yeah, sorry. I got the over. I was on the under in the last game. It went over. Sorry, I forgot about how we did that. Because we teased it down, but it didn't work out the way that we thought it was going to work out. So yeah, okay. I'm going under 226 again. Maybe it burns me. Maybe Trae Young goes crazy again, but I just think we're going to see a much different game in game two, a much more defensive-focused game, not as many shots going down. There may be a middling opportunity for us with this. If you take the under 226, maybe we get like a 200 and go over on 200, and we can hit both sides of this and middle it. But I do expect a very slow-paced game here, so I'm going under 226 for the Bucks in Atlanta. I probably will have an in-game bet at some point as well as the game starts if I can get a better number and maybe the Hawks go down early. We can get like a plus 15 or something, and the Hawks can come back and cover that. So I'll be watching that. And then finally, it's Matt Harvey Day, and I'm going to have to start betting baseball more. And betting against Matt Harvey is just kind of like the automatic thing. And so we are going to wind up jumping on the run line here. Alex Manoah, like I said, he's getting the start. 1-0, 4.18 ERA, but his whip is 1.14. Had a great start against the Red Sox. Matt Harvey may be the worst pitcher in Major League Baseball. He's 3-9 with a 7.80 ERA. Thought about going on the run on the first 5 run line, so you maybe want to look at that. But the Orioles, in the 4 games that they have played against the Blue Jays, the Blue Jays in the 4 games against the Orioles, 9-0, 7-4, 10-7, 7-1. They've won them all on the run line, and it's Matt Harvey. I'll give the offense a chance to get after the bullpen, whack around that bullpen, and get to the run line, and it's minus 118 on the run line for the Blue Jays at home against the Orioles. Run line, Orioles, minus 118, minus 1.5 runs against Baltimore, and Matt Harvey is the baseball play for a half a unit. Okay, so just to recap the plays here once again for us. We're going 4 yes runs in the first inning. Orioles, Blue Jays, Pirates, Cardinals, Yankees, Red Sox, Cubs, Dodgers, plus 812 for the Don't Bet a Parlay. Parlay, we're going over 5 goals, Tampa and the New York Islanders, under 226, Bucks and the Hawks, and the run line for the Blue Jays against the Astros. My name is Matt Peralt. Good luck to all of us on our plays on this Friday afternoon, evening. Thank you for being a part of this. Again, I apologize for what happened in the Discord channel last night. Hopefully it won't ever happen again. That's on me. It's my responsibility to make sure that doesn't happen again. You can follow me on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt. Every morning it's the Daily Juice podcast right here on BettingPros.com. Brought to you by BetMGM.